You good back there? Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So Ms. Irvin is coming tonight, but she is running behind. She just asked us to go ahead and start without her. I told her it's a pretty light agenda, so I don't think that was, matter of fact, if I'd thought ahead, I probably would have sent out a text and suggested we meet at 6:30, but didn't want to jinx us, I guess. All right, so we have this agenda here, so Mr. Sanders, would you like to do an invocation on your first night back? Okay. I've been doing it quite a bit, and might be nice to get a different perspective, I suppose. Brad, you good on the pledge?
Yes, sir.
Marie is here, so she'll be up on that roll call. Linda, you down on those minutes?
I'm ready.
All right, we're gonna put Clintisha down on that payment of bills.
Okay.
All right, let's
She
look
does,
at.
she
was
does
there
and I'll
any-
do it.
Okay, good. Put slash Brad.
Short list tonight.
Yeah, let's look, okay, so were there any questions on these minutes?
Not for me.
Anybody? Those are basically a shorter meeting also. So here.
Yes, sir.
So if there's none on those, then we'll be able to roll on in on that. All right, let's see here. How's that bill schedule look?
Rather short to me.
Where'd all the money?
Pretty reasonable,
Oh, the
but
broadband guy.
you got the
Okay.
broadband.
Wow, it was really short to pull that out.
Brad said he would take that if Ms. Irving was late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're good. Eric, anything on these bills that you wanted to mention here?
Yeah,
I noticed you spent all the money with the EFP broadband guy.
that's what I was going to make sure you knew. That is our final payment for that grant that we established, the free internet service out around. We had paid half up front from, to purchase the equipment and stuff. So today was the finalization of it. We've got all the information, it's closed out. It's all functional. We've got 2 years worth of service work available if we need it. Of course, I've put them in touch with our Clearwinds, our new IT company, and they've all been exchanging information, so they're very familiar with everything that's going on. So that was the final payment, and we'd already paid it. It's not money that come from our budget, but we wanted to make sure you guys saw it. So it's not the grant was fully funded, so it didn't come out of our pocket. That's a great thing.
And it works.
Yes, it
I
does. It
stepped
works
out
really
on
well.
the porch over at the library and zing, thing
Yes, sir.
shot right up.
And, well, it's
from across
at
the street.
Bison, the article, the news reporter didn't report that we have it at Bicentennial Park. It fills most of Bicentennial Park. It does the sport complex, all Palmerdale, should be everywhere. He should be able to walk outside the fire station and see the two options. We're going to,
When you say all of Palmerdale,
yeah.
all of the whole town or the? whole
Where
neighborhood?
the fire department is, around Palmerdale, no. It's just that, it should go around that building
All
pretty
the
well, though.
PHCC.
Yes, sir, PHCC, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
all
Yes, sir,
You-
PHCC.
I was like, whoa, man. that's-
And the others, let's see, Sport Complex, Palmerdale, PHCC, excuse me, Bicentennial, the Rock School, and Triangle Park.
Correct.
So this whole block is pretty well full, and there's a private band, private side, just like here, we have a private Wi-Fi and we have a public Wi-Fi, so that you walk up, there's no password required, anyone can log on to it. We can increase or decrease the amount of, help me out, Council.
Bandwidth.
Bandwidth.
Available bandwidth.
Available
to public.
bandwidth. And we're going to have a splash page attached to it so that, like, when you go to Lowe's, if you log into the Wi-Fi at Lowe's, it comes up with a splash page that says, welcome to Lowe's, you're using blah, blah, blah. We're going to say, welcome to Pinson, glad you're here, that you're using this provided by, the lovely state of Alabama and the grant. So something I've got them working on a nice, pretty page to see. So
But they'll see that wherever they're at on the.
wherever they are. And the next phase, I want to extend that up towards Food Giant and we actually want to extend it far enough that we can go to the school. Because I'd really like for us to partner with part of the STEM program, that we can provide, because I've said this to you before, we are the prototype. We are the poster child for things like this because of the community's makeup, economic, demographic, the rural location, the outskirts, and the opportunities it presents to provide this to people that really need it, and to help improve our situation as a city to attract businesses. And so it's the businesses should be able to tax this. I'm not sure about inside of a metal roof. There's limitations with everything, but the businesses are able to use this as well. So any of we'll have a couple of vendors that had asked us if they could come to the parade tomorrow. Stevens Hot Dogs, and I'm not sure who the other one was, but it's a shaved ice group, but they do hot chocolate, and
I wondered how their sales would be.
Well,
funnel cake.
I think with our Frosty theme, that would be appropriate.
Well, when he said that, I went, "Whoa, man! He's still be a little chilly." So,
But he needs to uplink.
but they'll be able to use that, and so that's it's a great. I think it's a great thing that we did. It really is, and I think we really did the right thing pumping this back, and to expand that, it's not very. We had a lot in place, a lot of infrastructure that was there, so it made ours very smooth, and they're using us as a poster child for more attracting other cities to do the same thing. So, but we need to encourage our legislators to appropriate more money to the Innovate Alabama group, because now that the word's getting out, the pie's getting smaller for people like us, and we need it bigger. I want to use all the money they'll give us. So, but it's a good thing.
Is it safe when people get on it? Safe?
Yes, and the main thing is it protects us. I mean, it's not there. We have to have all those barriers in place, because if we didn't have the firewalls in place, they could infiltrate a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
There's. Is it safe? Is it impenetrable? I hesitate to say, but yes, it's as safe as it can be, and everything we do changes hourly, daily. So that's why we have this IT company that monitors everything, and these people are as well. eFootprint, they're very thorough. So Clay should be closing out on one of their portion of their project soon as well.
Oh, so they did get one?
They did. They got the second round of funding. They didn't get the first round of funding like we did. We got both rounds of funding. So, but there's some tricks, and some of the stuff didn't want to email addresses and things like that. That stuff didn't go through when you're talking about a large file. We had an issue, as you remember, earlier in the spring. So it's prompted us to take proactive action to prevent any type of intrusion. Hence the dual multi-factor authentication. So if you use your email or our O365 account, which you all have, you have to use the multi-factor authentication, and it prevents. A matter of fact, VC3 sent us one about the sheriff's department and one of their secure files that I didn't think it applied to us, but I thought it might to Chris, so I gave it to him to make sure that it wasn't something that. But we already have the multi-factor authentication in place. If you don't, they'll cut you off. The FBI will cut you off, is what this email was saying. I'm like, well, we did the right thing, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah, we don't want the FBI to get on us.
Well, we don't want them to cut anything off. We don't. They were going to cut off our access. It wasn't really anything that's. Again, it was a police matter.
Yeah.
While I'm here, speaking of the parade, I want to pump that parade. You see, if Jackie can put that up on for the people on that are watching.
And you'll repeat this?
Yes, sir. I'll do it again too. You'll see the route on your right, staging area. Everybody enters through Bicentennial Park. There's a check-in at the end of the gate, or as you leave the backside of the park, so that we send them to the staging area. We've got lanes for our floats to line up. We've got plenty of lighting down below. The new access road that we cut through there, it's we take that to the Main Street and Spring Street, and that's actually where the parade will start. I encourage, and we need to encourage everyone to fill up Main Street. They can park anywhere along the sides of the road and watch the parade from Spring Street, east. Is that north? Let's see, northeast?
Northeast.
Okay, yeah. So, just want to make sure that we fill up the main, the Old Town of Pinson. That's a good spot, really well lit. It's a great area. It's the start of parade. A lot of candy comes out there. A lot of candy comes out there. A lot of candy comes out there. So, but it's a great parade route. So,
So is there any candy that'll be out there?
there'll
on Main
be
Street?
candy available. There will be candy available. I will say, that Dunn Construction, they're stripping Main Street, Silver Lake, Sweeney Hollow, but they've actually started paving. I'm kind of surprised, laying asphalt on Silver Lake, because, the temperatures can dictate that. But apparently there is a new method that they're able to, a new piece of equipment that they're able to do this at below 50-degree temperatures. So I'm encouraged, but Main Street won't be paved, it'll be stripped. So just watch their steps. But other than that, it's going to be a great night for parade. It's going to be chilly. Y'all bundle up, but that's great. That's what's about Christmas and wintertime. It's going to be a little chilly. It'll be great. So bring the whole family out. It's going to be a fantastic night.
So Eric, did we add the map onto the,
Yeah, all that's on the website. This is just, I got Bob to dress it up for you tonight so that it would look better on the screen. The 12-year-old that did the one that I've got on the website, anyway, but it shows all
I
the,
noticed all the arrows are pointing in the correct direction.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna stage at Bicentennial Park.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And as far as you and the council, your carts will be there at Bicentennial Park too. We have our judges parking, council parking. We have, we'll have, we have an area designated for your parking. Same with our judges. The judging for the floats will start at 5, so thereabouts. We're hoping the judges will all be there by 5. Shane Black, we have a counselor from Tarrant City, and we have a guest, anonymous guest, a judge that will be there that really holds all the cards. So come and see. You got to come see. So. And our grand marshal, of course, Stanley Moss, a great historian here, a great educator. He is our grand marshal. He'll be riding at the front, and Miss Pat's going to chauffeur him through, so it'll be a great night. So, of course, we got 2 bands, too. We have the great Pennsylvania Valley
good.
Marching Chiefs, and we have the Southeastern Mustangs. Thank you. But they're very excited. I'm excited they'll be here, too, because they're really close. There's a lot of crossover with our communities, and I think that it's a great addition. I hope they plan to do this every year with us. So,
Great.
all right. I think that's all.
Sounds good, Eric. Appreciate that. So, yeah, we'll let you repeat that
Okay, good,
during
yeah.
the meeting.
Need him to
Same
pump it real
scenario.
good, too, so it's...
All right, so we're going to also have we're going to reopen that public hearing at the 4310 Main Street. Chris, did you want to talk any about that during our? Did you have spoken with her today, or? Okay.
At the last meeting, we postponed it again because they thought they had a buyer. They didn't have a buyer. Judge Moore now asked that we postpone it, and she asked that we put it on the agenda for tonight. She's usually here by now, which I don't mean she's not coming, but we've tried to call her all week and the phones won't go through. I get a recording that says it cannot be completed. So I don't know if they're coming or not. We did get an email. We communicated back and forth with Mr. Black. Mr. Black's recommendation was put it off one more time and at the next meeting, just vote to go ahead and tear it down
So-
if we didn't hear
Yeah,
from them.
so this was the, here's the scoop. So we delayed the, the vote, taking the vote on that based on the fact that they might potentially have a buyer down there and that might want to rework this, but, that's shown no fruit. My opinion is that, we postpone the hearing, after tonight. We keep the hearing open, I should say, after tonight's to the next meeting, not January. We have been given 1 month intervals, but we go to a 2-week interval. And then at that time, we will definitely take a vote, because, unless council decides not to. But the fact is that, you know, it's time to go ahead and start moving forward on this. They've had adequate time.
And we didn't, until earlier this week, we hadn't even got a bid on the one that we've already voted to destroy, because we were thinking maybe he could get both of them. But I talked to him earlier this week, he should have us a proposal before the next meeting.
Okay, good. That way we'll have that.
So
in
we're gonna
place.
postpone it to the 19th of this month?
Well, she may be here.
She's here, then like I said, we may be able to,
Talk
we
tonight.
may be able to, we could vote to condemn, but we would need to, you'll have to bring us back a price and all that kind of
Yeah.
jazz.
For the
kind of
actual-
thing, so.
For the actual demolition. Like we said, on the 4306 property, it's already been condemned. We're just waiting on the price for y'all guys to
I mean,
approve.
it's going to be, more economical to take both of them down simultaneously, because they're right next door to each other. But
I agree.
I would rather do that. But either way, if we take action, then the city can actually take both of them down simultaneously. So, okay, good. I just wasn't sure if you'd heard from her today or not, see what they had said, so. Oh.
So
Okay,
you're gonna hold it over one meeting?
no, I'll open the hearing and then, in order to, since it technically happened, but then I'll do a holdover.
Okay,
We'll have
that's
to
fine.
open the hearing
That's
and then immediately close it back down.
I don't oppose that.
So then but I'm gonna hold it till our next time we meet, not till
I
the
agree,
January
yeah.
meeting. Zoning consultant proposal. So basically, right here on this is that this was to give you guys a heads up about something that we're thinking about. Not something to be voted on tonight, but to know this. And basically, it's Mr. Jones. Bob, did you want to say anything to the group, or? And Mr. Black is reviewing this also here.
Yeah, I started this kind of with him too. This is a simplification. I'm less than part-time with what I do for you guys, and this is just gonna change it. Nothing monetarily. It's set up to do exactly what's going on. It's just gonna be from a 1099 to the company instead of just a paycheck. It just kind of cuts out a lot of red tape and overdoing things here and with me. So, and it's not tied together with any, it's for a year, but it's got a 30-day break. So, kick me out, I can kick y'all out.
Just change of slot.
It's just
operation.
it's just changing the way that it's being done. Same time, unlimited phone calls, all the things I've already provided, and I'll still do the same thing about showing up here. It just changes the way it all happens at the end of the month.
Mr. Black had not said anything back this afternoon, so I was just double checking to make sure he said
Yeah,
anything there.
I expect him to put in the professional wording, because we just put together what we thought we had to have. But it's just that.
Did anybody have any general questions for him now, or feel free to talk to Bob?
As long as
Later,
we keep your
whatever.
wealth of knowledge, so.
This-
Yes.
And pretty
yeah,
much.
this is- Yeah.
And pretty much.
That's right,
And,
you're
yeah,
pretty
you-
much.
Anybody can get the arrows going in the clockwise.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That's important.
laugh, but that's harder than you think.
I could actually bend those arrows around the corners if you want me to.
That looks nice.
Okay, so that really wasn't something that we wanted to put on
Okay.
tonight's agenda, so it's not really,
The reason,
during the meeting itself, but I did want the council to be.
the only thing that why we're doing this is I was trying to make it happen along the beginning of 25. So
Yeah, we would like.
if y'all gonna do something to be by the next
Before the end of the year.
meeting.
That was the thing, so. And again, I wanted to give enough time to everybody be able to see what we were talking about.
Thanks.
So Bob, you won't be called back up later during the meeting, so.
Whatever, but I'm grateful for that.
All right, next is something else that we also wanted to look at here, and this kind of ties in together. Eric, you might want to, if you want to say anything about it, and these are kind of kind of mixed, and that is an additional laptop for staff and council use, and along with a pass-through door option here in the front office. So basically what we got is that during, we've noticed that we don't have a computer that, staff that don't have general use of a computer all the time, they don't have a computer that they can use. So they basically have to like go in and borrow somebody's to be able to do anything. So we don't have a spot for a general, hey, we'd like for you to take this test, or we'd like for you to do some training or whatever. We
Or
don't have that.
clock
spot.
in as well.
Clock in. Clock
The
out.
new ADP
Oh,
requires
yeah.
a workstation, or they use their phone, and we should have a way, because some people don't have a workstation, that work for us or employed, that they'll still need to log in to record their time. It gives a kiosk more or less,
Correct.
and then the counselors that need to have access to one that we can put in place, that, they can come down here and do whatever they might need to do. It'll attach to our server, as well as our network printers, and so there's several options with network printers there, so.
So I think, I don't know, some have, I didn't have one, but some of us have had old computers in our offices. in
I
the
do,
back.
I have one. It's never worked. I've never been able to get it turned on.
Mr. Churchwell, you don't speak, okay? That one over there walks, it creaks when it comes down.
When we say crank them up, we literally do
Yeah,
crank
yeah,
them in
it's a
some cases back then.
Mouse on a wheel there.
They're not exactly what we call compliant with the latest
Right.
safety deals.
Well, that
if we
and
buy
Microsoft
one
quit
that's-
honoring certain generations of Microsoft additions, and some of those are 8s and 9s, and they're not updating those anymore. And our security software will not. It just shuts them down. It really not. What they won't. They can't even load it. That's what we found out when we brought the new people in. So, but
So Eric, you got a quote from the Clearwinds folks here. I don't think it's in the packet, but I can probably pull it up right quick. It does not include, we've got some stands, I think, back in the back to be able to.
yeah,
put
we
the
usually
monitors.
put dual monitors. On most of them. We have a docking station I didn't ask her to include that. It's a pretty jam up laptop. It's got a lot of speed and a lot of storage, and it's the newest version, Windows 11. I've run into with all the new software that we've installed, mine's running out of memory, running out of storage, and I couldn't understand why. But when we looked at this one, it's more than double what mine has. So, and if y'all remember, we updated a lot of this about 4 years ago, 4 years ago. Part of the ARPA money we used to be able to funnel back into upgrades. And when we changed software, financial software, we were pretty much dictated to that, because it had to have this much memory to be able to operate the Parallels portion of it. It's a cloud-based software that's installed on the workstation, so you log into it on the workstation and you're able to access it in the cloud. So it takes up a lot of space and a lot of
Forgive me
function.
for the interruption.
No, you're
Have we
good, 'cause I'm looking to see if I can
Have we
find that.
expended all the CARES ARCA money?
We're actually we're working with the accountant to potentially actually reallocate stuff we've already spent the money on and move those funds
Okay.
around.
Yeah, so
Basically, so I would say yes, based on the fact that the
Okay,
project
that's
across the
fine. Yeah,
street.
yeah.
I was gonna
qualifies.
suggest this would be a good opportunity for any technology needs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and that's
I think
how we've
it's a good
done it.
idea.
It's because it's no restrictions to what as long as we document it. And there's a few other, we've upgraded so much
I
that
understand,
this is not a, huge expenditure. This is,
What's the estimate on this one?
it's only like 1,600, I think,
Yeah,
which is,
I'm pulling it
it's
up
pretty
right now,
reasonable. It's a
so-
Dell, it's the same type of,
Yeah, the computer itself was, let's see here.
Probably $1,000 or 12 anyway.
It's 16.
1358 plus 85 for the configuration.
Yeah,
fee,
yeah.
is what it was.
I said that I didn't order a docking station with it. I did not, we didn't get dual monitors. This is a laptop. So, another $200-300 and we've got all that in there. So allocate 17, I think I said what I suggested, 1,700. Was that right, Mr.? That would give us room enough to buy whatever else we might need. So, but, and then we,
Basically, these are it's just the newer model.
Yeah.
It's basically comparable to the ones that we have at the
That's what
other
we use now,
stations. So
right.
we're keeping everything consistent.
our IT company, Clearwinds, provides all of the laptops, repairs, and upkeep for Jefferson County School System. So they have, just like our previous IT provider, have a contract with Dell. And so, and we do too. We have, it's a state bid list people, so we can get preferred pricing. But these, they really do a good job. It's quite a bit, it's probably about a grand less than what we would have paid with our previous provider. So,
Yeah.
it's a good price. I mean, I thought it was with the size of what's in there. I was pretty, happy with what they suggested, so.
I'm fine,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I think it's a great idea.
Okay, so,
Well, there's from time to time, we're gonna run into those, especially with the amount of, the software that's being used now and the upgrades. With the addition, mine, Jackie's, Heather's really absorb a lot of that. We've got Civic Rec, all that's a cloud, it's a, how do you say this, Counselor? It's cloud-based, but yet portions of it's installed on your computer.
Yeah,
and-
there's usually an agent or something in some cases that needs to be installed on the computer to.
And some of it's larger than others, and as the database increases, we need backup, so we're working through those things. The mayor asked me about the status of the server replacement, and I kind of put it on the back burner, because when the price that they gave me, I don't think we were in line together with what we need to provide, and I wanted to get with Counselor Walker, because I know that that's his expertise, and then see what the best option for us is, whether we go cloud-based completely, or we go, we do have an on-site server. There's pros and cons with all of it, that, so, but we're not in any grave hurry. It's not going down tomorrow, but it's reached its end of life, is how it's been presented, so.
so is there someone who'd like to put the laptop on the table?
And
Okay.
again, if you would add a little bit for the parts
Yeah, we want,
and
you want
things that.
$1,700.
Yes,
Or
sir.
even, yeah,
I mean, even if you said two, and then we come in under budget, I'm good, so whatever you want to do, it's up to you guys.
Whoever makes the motion can,
you like the specs, Brad?
Oh,
Seem fine to me.
Yeah.
Brad gonna do
Linda,
it?
you're,
Oh, you want me to do
Yeah,
it?
you go ahead.
Yeah. And then what do you, 2,000 or 1,600, what do you mean?
you say 2,000.
Yeah.
We won't spend more than.
No, I won't. I mean, if you say this and we come in under, we look really good, so.
And let's check, we'll check on CARES if there's
Yeah,
some change left.
I don't think there is, I can ask
Yeah.
Kevin. We discussed that.
This is we've got plenty substantial
No, I
amounts that we can,
understand.
this is not a big expenditure, we're not,
All right, so the next thing, and Eric, you might want to explain a little bit on this right here. So first off, we had an idea about the potentially repurposing what used to be the mayor's office up in the front to be where we would locate the computer. But after meeting with the staff today, we're thinking more in terms of potentially relocating the revenue clerk into that spot. And then that would open up her old office, and in that office is where we would set up this new computer,
Yeah.
which would allow access more on this side of the
That would be the
security and
shared
everything
space.
else. That would become the shared space, correct?
yeah, and then we'll just open a cased opening through there, because that's isolated, actually, and we do have it secure, don't think we do. But it would actually unite the rest of the group, because that's a little bit out of place. And when we created the mayor office in the back, that kind of left it out here on the island. And we've got some pieces of furniture around to help improve that, the ability for adults to come fill out different business permitting applications, et cetera, that we can put in that entryway over there that would be more appropriate, for the people that we have coming in. And with Jackie's workload, this office is perfect for her. She handles, inspect the building permits and the licenses, the business license. She helps with a ton of the parking rec. She's instrumental in really helping drive some of these things.
Basically, she'd be able then to allow somebody through the outer lobby, they could come right into her area, where now we have to lead them through the building, basically back to her office.
I was more
which is
concerned with
almost
uniting the
every
staff than I was allowing somebody in, because I want to get that, how we had the windows tinted, so you can't you can see in at night, but you can't see in during the day. The outside windows, we get that glass tinted that same way so that they can't see into her office, see her, you know, what I mean, but don't want to cause a issue, if you know, a security issue. But, yes, in the event that somebody needs to absolutely sit down with her, we can, set up a little thing there for them to operate from as well, so. But she needs space. She's got so much she has to keep in front of her. She's preparing for the audit for us now. You know, we've got a lot of documentation, and that, that little office that she's in is cramped, you know, it's small, yeah.
So it also will help because the auditors then could actually work out of that office.
Yes,
too.
yes.
So they'd be right back there, and it's on the main
Just
hall.
a shared
and
office
everybody
for
else.
several.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, the cased opening's really just minor material
It is.
expense for your.
It is, and that'll be perfect, and we'll make it, you know, ADA compliant
Sure,
because it's
yeah.
big enough, and
It's
it
already
actually
4 feet,
would improve workflow. It will improve workflow really well with the
Now, Eric,
receptionist.
we
and the-
talked about now for, that was two suggestions. One was a cased opening, another though was actually put a door there, so in case there was activity, you could close it so that it wouldn't bother Jaleesa at the same time. So I mean, you want a door.
Well, that's the way, any way you want to do it. I mean, you know, I say
I
we,
ask because someone needs to, I don't know how much budget you want to have. I know our guys will do the work, but how much budget do you need to actually make those changes? You had also mentioned about some of the receptacles in there, and I saw what you were talking about.
and we were going to do all that in-house too as well. They're all set for that countertop. There used to be a work countertop, you know how they had those like that, and that, all the, you know, and previous mayor was, you know, he was very OCD, and it was always a contentious thing for him. He wanted us to put, and that was a back burner, you know what I mean? It's one of those winter projects that we can, you know, take care of.
So right now, the wires come out of the plugs and then run down the wall to go into the thing, so it's unsightly.
Yeah, yeah. That's, none of that stuff's very expensive. It's very minimal. You know, let's do this. Let's set up,
A
let's
few
set a
$100
budget.
for a door facing,
I
I
was
mean,
gonna say 500 for a door.
Well, no, well, the door would be much more if we put a door up. Now, we can't put a, you know, a non-commercial door up. So I would assume the door would be about 1,500 if we had to put one up. But what I suggest is that we do the opening first and then we come back, and if we've got to have, I'll price out a door, we'll decide if we need
Always
that.
add one.
Yeah, yeah, and
'Cause
we can
her
put the.
office has a door, so it
Correct,
could be
correct,
closed if
correct,
she was
yeah.
having a meeting.
Appropriate $5,000, that gives me labor, time, parts, materials. If I come in, if I need more money than that, then I'll come back, I should come in under that. If I have to have a door, I'll come back and give you an update, but I don't think it'll be near that amount. But that would give us ample operating room, you know, paint. We may need carpet, I may need to come back because, you know, that's a little unsightly,
Yeah.
in there,
I don't think
so.
it'll cost that much, but.
I don't either, I don't either.
The labor's in-house. but-
Well, but it's all a
Could be
factor
some-
too. It's a factor in what it is, you know, it's still, we have to pay it. So I kind of cost that in the job, you know,
I understand.
so that we know that we, you know, but again, it's just a target shot. You know, this was presented yesterday, today kind of thing, so. If you need to appropriate that, that's fine, and it gives me something to work under, you know.
Would somebody put it on the table there for?
yep, I will. Five, you said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll start, you know, that, I'll give you an update in a few weeks, month, and then we'll see where we're at, so.
5 including the labor, internal labor. costs,
Yes,
we'll
yes,
call
that
it.
includes all that, yeah, yeah.
I think-
Well, and it's their payroll,
I
their,
like
you
the
know,
cased opening. I think
Yeah.
that'll work
but,
well.
well, I'm gonna price it both ways and see what, we can do, you know, there's,
Well, we talked about that earlier, and the concern was that if Miss Jackie was having a meeting with someone, then and whether or not that would interfere with the noise with the
But she
person
could
that's
close her door.
inside.
yeah.
Well, but not if it's taking place
Oh,
out
in
in this
the foyer.
In the
interim
foyer,
area.
yeah, yeah.
So that was the reason why.
Yeah, I'll come back with something, and, you know,
Okay.
that'll get us started, and then I'll get it all together, and have you a cost benefit, cost analysis.
The next thing is, Eric, if you wanna say, we're getting close to starting up the meeting, but on the 13th, we will be.
Yes.
and during the meeting, I wanna make sure that we, mention this to let everybody know that City Hall will be closed
Okay.
during this time period, and explain about the phones and stuff.
Yeah, you wanna do it now, you wanna wait?
Let's just wait. 'Cause
Okay,
that way we
yeah,
won't have
yeah,
to be
'cause it's,
repeating each other on the thing
okay.
right there. But basically, though, it will, on the 13th is the training day for the staff. Council is more than welcome to come.
Is that over there at the
It
law
starts
school?
What time?
We're gonna close City Hall at noon. We do the phone cut over to the new phone system that same day. And so they port the numbers. It takes, we wanna allow, they're doing City Hall and the library first, so both of those will close at noon that day, and the port will start at 1. But we'll do our ADA compliant training, as well as our, we're gonna expand to include sensitivity training, sexual harassment, and all the other things. And so we, give.
So noon is that's what time we're talking?
Yes, sir.
staff?
That's the time we're gonna close. Yes, sir.
So if anybody would like to attend, you're
Yep.
more than welcome to come on over.
Is that
for
gonna
the-
be over at the,
Yes, ma'am. It'll be at
Okay.
Roxanne, yeah. We, since it's we provide lunch for that too, so, because we're having that training session, we're not letting them leave, and we need our staff here too, in case we need to come work through the issues. We want the phone system back up, so we've got everybody here, and we're able to allow them to work while we're doing our training, and then we'll be able to verify and vet all the phones and such, so.
Perfect. Thanks, Eric.
Okay.
Don't go too far, because we'll let you talk about parades and stuff. There actually was no old or new business unless you guys had something that I've overlooked.
Well, I would imagine that the laptop and the door should move down under new
They
business.
actually can now, because those were actually my recommendations there on the thing. So let's do that. I'll just, I'm gonna move both of those items. Y'all just bracket that in. And then I feel like I've kind of already given the report. And we'll move that down technically into new business.
I had a question.
Okay.
Have we started the, outsourcing the payroll yet?
They're in the transition phase, is my understanding, so.
Yeah.
Let me go back up here. The thing's showing in black and white, so I was trying to fix it.
Oh, well, the meeting's gonna start in a minute. so-
Yes, we are, the transition they should ghost or mirror our next payroll set. Correct me where I'm wrong, Heather. And then, I believe the actual live date is, January 3rd. And we're anticipating that they'll be able to help us and handle, end of year closeout of this calendar year too. So, that is where we're standing there. They're still loading our information, and, we're, and Heather can probably give you a better rundown, but that's the plan so far. Yeah.
So basically what they're doing is in order to make sure that everything goes smoothly for the employees, we're basically doing it the old way and the new way parallel. That's correct. For 1 or 2 cycles, I think it is. So, to answer your question, yes, almost.
Yes, and yes.
Okay.
Time, Mayor, whenever you.
So, was there anything else that we all good?
I'm good.
All right, so we don't really have any time for a break, but does anybody need a break?
Nope.
Good. Might pick up on the other microphones. Okay, great. I'd like to welcome everyone to the December 5th meeting of the Pinson City Council. I'd like to call this meeting to order at this time. Please rise for the invocation, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. Should you have any electronic devices that need to be silenced, I'd encourage you to go ahead and do that at this time too.
Join with me. Lord, we thank you so much for this season, for your gift. Let us remember that as we celebrate. Give us safety tomorrow night. We pray that we would have a great fellowship and could honor your name in that we do. Give us your wisdom tonight as we steward the people's money and everything that we do here. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, you may be seated. Madam Clerk, can we have the roll call, please?
Counselor Irvin, Counselor Walker,
Here?
Mayor Roberts,
Here.
Counselor Sanders.
Here.
Counselor Churchwell,
Here.
Counselor Kirkland.
Here.
Excellent, we're all here. All right, so, before we move on to the, well,
Minute.
let's go ahead and do the minutes first, and then I'll come back.
Okay, I would like to offer a motion to approve and waive the reading of the minutes for November 21st as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion, comments, corrections, thoughts? We're all good. All in favor of approving that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So the minutes are hereby approved. As we start up tonight, I did want to say that welcome our newest member here, Councilman Sanders. That's gonna, I will admit that will take a little bit of getting used to being able to say
Great to be back.
on that. So we appreciate you being here. It is a little strange in some ways. So when I first came on the council, of course, Mayor Sanders was the mayor here for quite a long time, and we basically effectively have swapped positions. So if I seem a little disoriented about left and right, you'll know why. So there on that. But we do appreciate you joining us here. And later during the public comment, if you got anything you want to share, you can do that then. Let's see. Next is Mr. Walker. I believe you had some bills down there.
Yes, I would like to make a motion to approve the payment of our bills in the amount of $115,780.34.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. So, Mr. Walker, was there anything on there that needed to be particularly highlighted?
Yeah, we do have our EFP broadband, which is the grant that we received. We made the payment on that. I believe that was the final payment, right, Eric, on the installation of that from the grant we received.
So that was a substantial chunk.
Yeah,
of
that
the,
was 70,
half.
75,000, so it's over half of the,
hey, it works and it's really nice there on that, so we appreciate that. All right, any other comments? If not, all in favor of approving the payment of bills as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We will let those, that passes, so we will let those bills be paid at this time. Let's see here. Next up, I'm going to ask Mr. Winfrey to come up because we want to talk a little bit about the main event of this week, which is our annual Christmas parade. We've got fancy graphics up here from Mr. Jones and all kinds of instructions here, so listen up.
Yeah, of course, everyone knows our annual Christmas parade and tree lighting is tomorrow night. The parade starts at 6:30, and the tree lighting will follow the conclusion of the parade at Bicentennial Park. What you see before you is the route in the staging area. Every participant checks in through Bicentennial Park. We send them to the staging area, which is part of the disc golf park between Lane and Cayley, at the edge of, and actually part of Bicentennial Park. We have a really refined our area of the stage. We've got plenty of lighting, and we've kind of, we try to get better every year, so we debrief and try to make sure that we correct some of the errors and, get better at what we do. But we've got a good turnout set up for this year. A lot of participants, very excited. It's going to be cold, which is good. That's a good thing about Christmas. Again, we're getting a little cold weather here in Alabama. We don't get much, but we'll start there. And I encourage everyone to sit along Main Street. Last year there was a lot of open spaces between Spring Street and Price's. Really, the crowd thickened up around Triangle Park and the Jack's and that area. So I really hope that we can fill it up all the way around. And being a Friday night, it's a perfect opportunity. And I will encourage you, that the sooner you're in that parade, or you're, the start of the parade, there's more candy. There's a lot of candy that comes out. You can really get the candy at the beginning. So, and it's a very well lit, nice place to park. And while you're there, try to encourage some of our business owners there. They'll be out and about, and we'll have a couple of vendors at Triangle. They're selling hot chocolates, and we have hot chocolate and cookies available that the city provides at Bicentennial Park at the end of the parade. So everybody come out. It's going to be a great night. The weather's going to be perfect. Very excited about it, and I think we're well prepared, and maybe Trustful Tribune will put a spiel for us out there, and we'll do a little bit of live broadcasting during it as well, so that people can see some of the floats that come by, and do the best I can. There's a lot going on, but and we have some great judges that are coming. Our famous lawyer Shane Black is one of them, and we have a guest from Tarrant City Council that'll be part of it, and a special unnamed
Mystery guest.
mystery judge. Yes, and he holds all the cards, or she, I don't know. So really, it's going to be a great. So we've got several floats that'll be judged, so it'll be a great time. So, and we want to thank our sponsors that help sponsor the prizes there, which would be what's his law firm? Excuse me. Hand Arundel, and then Clear Winds, our new IT company, was a great contributor too. So I really do appreciate that, and we're very excited about this event, and I hope you guys are all going to be there. We've got rides for you, decorated. We've got plenty of candy. We won't run out this year. We ran out. You're not going to run out. So.
Good.
I appreciate you mentioning there about dispersing a little bit more along the parade route. I know last year, especially with the young kids and all, some of them had a hard time seeing because they're stacked 4 and 5 deep there along the route right there on the boulevard. And if they space on out a little bit more, the kids can see the floats better, and everybody enjoys it.
Just so everyone knows, the parade route actually starts on Main Street at Spring Street and travels along Main Street, takes the Rodham turn, which is the triangle part of that, goes to the boulevard, Main Street, 4-lane, and travels all the way down to Bicentennial Park, turns on Bicentennial Way, back into Bicentennial, and ends in the park, back at the staging area. So we'll, after everyone's back, gets settled just a little bit, and Santa Claus is going to make a special appearance for us, and he's able to take his seat. We will commence with our tree lighting. So everybody, we'll have Christmas music playing, of course, like we have in the past at the park, and then we'll have, of course, hot chocolate and cookies available, so you guys come on out. We do have 2 bands this year with the great Pinson Marching Chiefs, and we have the Southeastern Mustang Band. I don't know if they have another name for it, but we're very excited that they're going to be part of it. They're really close to our community, and we share a lot of, we intermingle a lot, and I think it's a great opportunity. This will be their second time to participate with us, and we're really excited. And of course, all of our fire departments and the sheriff's department will all be participating, and we'll have rolling blockades and roads blocked. So bear with us during that time, but please come out and support. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's a great night, and the parade at night is just it's a lot of fun. The lights on all the stuff's so decorated, and it's really, and there may be maybe an Olaf or a Grinch walking around down there too. I'm not, just never know what you'll find. But our theme is Frosty the Snowman, and so we're looking for all the Frosties we can get. It's going to be frosty night, so you come prepared.
It's beginning to look a lot
Yes, sir.
like Christmas.
That's right. It's exciting. So.
It's great, Eric. I appreciate that. So,
Mr. Mayor?
yes.
Let me mention one thing about that. Everybody's talking about Main Street, candy, candy, candy. And let me just encourage everybody, that's what we need, because last year, we gave the candy out going down Main Street. When we got to going into the park, we gave out a candy.
A candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little slim pickings down there.
Yeah.
So if you're on a diet, the Bicentennial Inn may be where you want to be.
Yeah.
If you're younger and want to enjoy more candy, come up to me.
Well, I've increased your load so that you guys will not, so you'll have to do a little be smarter, but there's plenty more there, so this time. So we made sure we had plenty of candy. So.
So just to few words here about our Grand Marshal is Mr. Stanley Moss. Stanley, of course, is a very well-known person in our community, attends council meetings on occasion here. He was instrumental in us getting our library started up here. Stanley,
Oh,
of course,
very good. Yeah.
a great educator. My wife had him in high school. He's the kind of instructor folks have that they remember many years later for the work that he does. He works a lot with the Historical Society. He is an amazing repertoire and vast vault of knowledge that he has about
Absolutely, yes.
the history of Pinson. And so Stanley's a guy who's not necessarily out in front of things all the time, but he's a behind-the-scenes gentleman, so we thought it'd be great to be able to honor
Well-deserved
someone like
honor,
that.
well-deserved honor. I mean, he's a great educator, a great historian, and really a great representative of Pinson, it really is. And it's an honor that he is gonna be our Grand Marshal.
I
so.
don't know if he knows the temperature yet, but since he's
That's
going to be
okay,
in a
we'll
convertible,
give him
I
a
don't
hot warmer and a cup of hot chocolate, he'll be
That's
fine,
right.
he's all right, we'll be fine.
check the heater on.
It's
the-
an hour, you won't die, nobody will freeze, there's no frostbite, I think, so I think it's worth the risk. So.
Again, we do appreciate Mr. Moss and all he's done for the
Yes.
city of Pinson, and appreciate him, everybody come out. There's an excellent article in the Tribune, just came out today, and it's online. If you want to learn a little bit more about Stanley, tells a little bit about him, but again, we appreciate that. Appreciate
Yes,
the Tribune.
absolutely.
Running that, just to let folks know more about Mr. Moss.
Yes.
Thank you, Eric.
And Eric, did you remember to hook up the heat warmers for me in my car?
Well, you better bring a blanket. It's gonna be in a golf cart. It's a little bit chilly. There's no, so.
Yeah, we don't have those little curtains on those
Yeah.
things. Can get chilly. All right, next we're going to move on to I'm going to open the a public hearing concerning 4310 Main Street, unsafe structure. I'm going to open that hearing up. If there's anyone here who would like to speak regarding the unsafe structure at 4310 Main Street, please come forward at this time. I do not see anyone here that's to speak to that particular measure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and carry over this hearing once again until our next meeting. I believe that is, what is the date on that, Madam Clerk? 19th?
I think it's the
19th, I think.
19th, okay. So December the 19th, we will reopen the hearing. I anticipate at that time that will be our last continuance of this particular hearing. So if anyone is interested in speaking to that, whether they be the property owner or interested parties, you need to be there at that our next meeting. Closing that out. In the mayor's report, I would like to say that we are going to be closing City Hall at noon on a week from tomorrow on December the 13th. That's going to be our staff training day. We're also having a telephone system change out, so if you happen to call and nobody answers or you get a weird tone or something, don't be surprised. We're letting you know now. The City Hall will be closed and the phones are going to be getting swapped over to a new system at that time. So if you have business, please come earlier on Friday.
Library as well.
The library, yes, all city facilities will be closed, including our public library at that time. Next, we're going to move on to new business. Ms. Kirkland, I believe you've got something concerning a laptop that we
Yes,
need.
I would like to offer a motion for us to purchase additional laptop for the staff and council's use for approximately $2,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second, so that's our budget is the 2,000. Again, we've got the computer itself is going to be around 1,400 with the install, but then we have a couple of monitors and
Docking station.
docking station. I couldn't think of the word of that. There that goes along. I don't think it'll be as high as 2,000, but anyway, that should cover us on that. We can go ahead and get that ordered and go ahead and have that on in place. Any discussion on that? All right, we do not need a roll call vote, I do not believe. We let everybody
Correct.
scoop. All in favor of approving that laptop, say aye.
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 Any opposed? So that's gonna be good, we're set for that. Mr. Walker, next up is something concerning doing some remodeling of the front office.
Yes, our office space here is constantly changing with the workloads and staff that we have. We would like to put a pass-through door in the front office here to accommodate our revenue clerk. And I would like to make a motion that we allocate $5,000 towards that effort.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? We had extensive conversation back in the pre-council about what the purpose of the changes were and about the rearranging. The revenue clerk says she would greatly appreciate having a little bit more room. And also would free up her old office for repurposing to the other staff members and auditors and council folks that might need to be using this new computer we just approved. So, any other comments?
Well, for public information, Mr. Mayor, some of that would be internal labor costs. It was not necessarily spending that much, just
That's
allocating
correct.
the total cost. Just
correct.
if you perhaps,
Yeah,
just
we're
for
not buying a
public
$5,000 door.
correct,
No.
yes, my point exactly. My
No.
point exactly.
We do want to look at that carpet in there, just in case we're going to see if we can be cleaned, and we may have to replace it. It's quite long in the tooth, not long in the nap anymore, unfortunately, but it's looking kind of rough. Just some other things up there that need to be tipped up. No other comments on that, then all in favor of approving the modernization of the front office, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we'll go ahead and move with that too. I believe that was all that we had on our agenda here. Was there anything else from the dais that anybody needed to?
I'm fine.
Okay. So next we'll open up for if there's any public comment. Don't know if there's anything from the public, if anybody would like to come and speak. If not, we're going to call this a short meeting. And I believe that that's what I'm going to call this, is a short meeting. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second on the adjournment. Any comments? All in favor of adjourn, say aye.
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 Any opposed? We are hereby adjourned at 7:19.